Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us. That's the bell of truth. Someone doesn't want you to know. They're not talking about it. How they either willingly gave their money away or they got tricked. They didn't do their homework. They didn't do their homework. They didn't plan, hey, Hypsee. They didn't investigate. They didn't do anything. It's almost like they put all their faith in someone that they really did not know. Hey, it's just Robbie. Yeah, that's how it feels. Like somebody, you know how we have that blind faith and we just give it away. Hey, Angelique. Hey, Ayana. That's what someone did. Bottom of the deck. Queen of Swords. You told them. You told them about this person. You told them the truth. you let this person know. You told somebody exactly what they could have expected. Like exactly what somebody's plan was. And you was spot on. You told them somebody was going to try and get them for their money. And that was spot on. Hola, Marcia. Now somebody's sitting here and they don't have a lot and they're almost having to count their money. I feel like this person is actually having to ask for a loan. Yeah, they're having to ask for a loan just so that they can, continue moving forward or continue going, like there's somebody has to ask for a loan so they can continue. Hey, Lone Wolf Studios, how are you? But judgment was called. Judgment was definitely called, and now this person, it's like they know they owe you an apology for not even giving you the shadow of doubt about what you were saying, that it was the truth. You felt it. You felt it. You knew. And you still know. Even though this person is in heartache and heartbreak and they're shocked. They're still shocked and their heart is really broken because they never thought that this person of all people would be the one to take them down. But it's always the ones that you least expect. Those are the ones that's going to do you the worst. It's never the people that you're sitting here side-eyeing and because someone said, don't believe them, don't do this, and you looking at them. It's never them. It's always the ones that tell you to watch out. I mean, that no, it's not me, Yeah, and you did whatever you had to do to protect yourself. And now this person is watching you because you'd been through that before with the same person. That's the thing. With the same person, you had already been through that because somebody tried taking your money before. So for you to tell this other person, hey, this is what I went through. But see, they refused to believe the truth and they chose to believe the liar. Hey, Beatrice, how are you? Oh, you know what? I hope that you feel much better. I'm going to say a prayer for you this evening, okay? So that you can get your strength back and your health. Now somebody has learned their lesson. They've definitely learned the lesson. And now it's like this person is having to pick up the pieces and move forward. Somebody expect a call soon. And whether it's an apology, but expect a call. Because you know what? They know that you are the one that they should have been listening to. Because you spoke very clearly. You didn't sugarcoat it. You was very clearly. And now this person, wants forgiveness. And this person is stressing about it because now they realize they was just fighting with their own ego. They was never fighting with you. You was the one that was telling them how to protect themselves. Hey, Saida. But this person, they didn't want to listen to you. So now they're realizing somebody was out to get them and didn't give a damn. They was out just for their money. Yep. This Wheel of Fortune is turning around. And now, you know what? You're looking like the best thing on the block. Like the one with all the information. The one that has the victory. Before, they were looking at you like you was a loser. Like triple lambda. Not any longer. Because they know that this person and they friends, like they all conspired together. They all conspired together. Everybody was backing up somebody else's story. And the reason wasn't because it was the truth. It was because they had already pre-planned this shit. Hey, the soul archetype. Yes, you're getting the victory. Everyone is seeing that you knew what you was talking about. Things are balancing out. Things are balancing out. You're getting justice. Because you know what? You came to somebody trying to make sure that they, tempered their thoughts, tempered their feelings, tempered how much they was trying to put in. You're the one that's getting the victory because you're the earth angel. You was trying to look out for someone else, and someone else was just trying to put doubt in the head so that this person didn't trust you, didn't feel that you were there for the long haul, didn't feel that you was 10 toes down. Hey, Angelique. Yeah, this person had said that you was the devil, that you was a liar, that you was just going to try and steer them in the wrong direction. But you was the kind, sweet, gentle one. You was the one who put all your heart into this. Why would you want them to do wrong? I mean, do bad. Why would you want to wrong them? Now somebody's finding out that they got with the wrong one. They moved too fast. And in moving too fast, they allowed somebody to damn near unalive them. It's like they put this person's reputation. They hurt somebody's reputation, whether that was a reputation of paying bills on time or being a stand-up person or doing this or doing that. They damaged someone's reputation like beyond repair. Hey, J. Mike. Someone is now having this awakening. They're now starting to believe that there is a God. And it was that God that they should have been praying to. It's that God that they should have put all their faith and trust in, and not somebody else. Because that other person left them out in the cold. I feel like left them on red. Even though somebody was trying to reach out, trying to communicate. Now this person is sitting back, wondering or thinking, about, everything that you said, everything that you tried to tell this person or teach this person. They're trying to figure out, how did they miss you? How did they miss the information that you was providing? Why would they listen to these lies whenever them listening to these lies just got them messed up? They can't, it's like somebody can't believe themselves. And it's only because this warlock was trying to cut you out. They wanted you out the picture. Because if you was out the picture, they would get this big gift. They felt like they was going to get the big payout, which is going to make them look like the emperor. That's what someone failed to realize. That when somebody was trying to make you look bad, tarnish your name, make it seem like you was the one who was desperate and would do anything for money, like you was going to be the one to hurt them for their money. Someone never stopped long enough to think, wait a minute, why did they keep trying to get me to believe that this person who's been there for me is trying to just get me for my money? See, somebody tried to act like they was, so secure. Like they probably gave this person a couple of pennies here, a couple of pennies there to make it seem like, see, I'm doing something for you. But somebody didn't use their discernment. Had they used their discernment, they would have seen past them giving them a couple of dollars here or a couple of dollars there, or buying them this little gift, or getting them that. These little things that really didn't cost a lot. Had they used their discernment, they would have seen that this person was trying to cause havoc with you. So it wasn't until your ancestors told you to walk away and you obeyed, that's when this person realized how immature that they had been. How, that it could have been, because, they cared for this person, but now they're realizing how immature they were, and thinking that somebody was going to come in and save their day. See, they was led to believe that somebody could heal a situation, they never healed it. They never was able to create anything. They was never able to do any of that. So this person was waiting. See, somebody had lied and said, "Oh, I can make this happen. I can give you your wish fulfillment. I can do this, I can do that," but it never, ever, ever happened. And this person sat there and they waited. They waited patiently. They waited for this wish fulfillment to come in, and it never came in. Whenever something did come in, it was just them being in regret. That's the only thing that showed up. Now this person knows the truth about another person that they worked with. They know the truth. And they also know the truth about you. I feel like this person now knows the truth about you. I feel like this person knows the truth about how hard you worked. And it wasn't that you was sitting here waiting for somebody to give you something. You was working the entire time. Yes, you had all you knew you didn't need anything. This is you after somebody's finally starting to, you created your own life. You created your own happiness. You were the one who, bought your own house or made yourself stable by doing what it was that you did. not what somebody else gave to you. Hey, Shaylin. But now this person is overburdened. They're stressed out because everything that they invested, everything that they worked hard for, they allowed somebody else to take it. They may not have said, here's the combination to the vault, but they allowed themselves to get tricked out of it. And this person is thinking about you. Now they realize you love them. You love them too much, and you've always loved them too much to try and take what they had. But I'm telling you, this person is so embarrassed they don't want to talk. They're not saying anything. You know, they don't want to say anything because they're afraid if they say something that, it's almost like they want to tell you, but they don't want to tell you. They're afraid if they tell you, you're going to say, well, that's what you get. And that they feel like that would just end them. That would hurt them to the core. I don't feel like you would do that. Now this person is, I feel like they're having to, work with somebody or take a job that doesn't necessarily pay them what they feel they would have gotten some other way or but something about what they're working, what they're getting is now not what they were expecting to get. Maybe that's what it is. Because see, this person, they had expected to have their wish fulfillment, but instead they had to take something less because somebody had said something that like was some fuck shit behind the scenes. Hey, the soul archetype. Hi, Marletta. What's the message? They don't want you to know. They're afraid. They're not afraid. They're just ashamed to tell you because they was thinking that they was trying to do something to get you at all costs. Like they was going to compete against you, and they was talking bad about you too. Because they allowed somebody else to talk bad about you. Like I said, they allowed somebody else to cause ruckus in their family. That's why they don't want to say anything. That's why they're afraid. But they know that's why you walked away from them. Because they allowed somebody else to get in the middle of your relationship. What's the message, Spirit? It's too many. That's too many. Yep, Judas is right. Well, they betrayed themselves for a whore. Either way it goes, you're always going to be the upstanding individual. And they're going to look at that other person as just a whore. And it's like you never, when you leave somebody for somebody else, it never works out. Somebody wants to come. They want to talk to you. They want to apologize. They want to tell you, you know what, you were so right about them and their investments, about everything that they had saved up. You were so right. This person wants to know, how did you know? But see, they're looking at you and you're independent. You've always been independent. No matter how many cycles there have been, you've always stood by yourself. You've always been on your own. And for this, I feel like somebody finally realizes they need to give you the respect that you deserve. Definitely that. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah. Now this person is finally standing up. It's finally standing up for themselves, finally standing their ground. You know? Finally standing their ground. And them standing their ground means that they want to stand up for you too. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, here's this King of Cups. This King of Cups is in their emotions. They're in their emotions because you know what? Like I said, they allowed somebody to do some shit, like they was competing against you when you was never even competing with them. Now this person wants to extend the olive branch. Because, they for so long, they were misled to think that you was trying to do some trick to compete against them. They did. They thought that for the longest that you was trying to do some magic trick so that they couldn't, like the person that took their money, they thought that you was trying to compete against that person. Why would you? Hey, Lisa, welcome to the Sweet Spot Soul Tribe, honey. Why would you? There was nothing that person had that you even wanted. Definitely that. But see, you use your discernment. You're getting your just due. This person is going to come and they're going to talk to you. They're finally going to communicate with you because they are heartbroken. Everything that they had saved, everything that they had thought that they had built up, everything, it's all gone. It's all wasted. All because they listened to somebody else, as even opposed to listening to themselves. You're like, you didn't even have to listen to me. But what does your own intuition say? What does your own heart say? Forget what anybody else is telling you. Think about what you know. That this person should have been trying to talk to God instead of, but you know what? It wasn't until they lost everything. That's when this person finally decided they have nowhere else to turn but to God. And it's because they're receiving karma. That not only are they receiving karma, I feel like they're trying to take this person to court. Someone is trying to take this person to court because they say that this person did some behind the scenes slick shit. I'm feeling like something about some type of contract, or they knew something wasn't right, but they was just trying to fill their pockets anyway. That's why I'm feeling that this is that somebody's being taken to court. Hey, Wing Seer, hello, how are you? Yep. It's almost like because of something in the past. It's like they had to call judgment. They finally called judgment. Something had been happening for too long. Yeah, and they have the proof that, like, they have these messages or something that or the documents or something that they saved up. So they have the proof. They're taking this person to court because they want to heal this entire situation. And it looks good for them because they plan on getting this money back. They're not saying anything right now. They're holding it all back now. But trust and believe, they got a plan. They have a plan. And it's something about a contract, them signing some contract that, yeah, yes, they made something official. But you told them. You said, I wouldn't trust them if I was you. If you can't pick them up and throw them across the room by using a finger, don't trust that ass. But they didn't want to listen. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah. Everything that was something was done in the dark. Something was supposedly done in the dark. And this person thought that they was going to get away scot-free. They thought, oh, they'll be all right. What they gonna do? Like this person was gonna get their wish fulfillment, like they could just smooth it out, or But they don't. This person don't realize they're about to go to jail. So now they're sitting here trying to think, what can they do to stay out of jail after committing this crime? This person, everybody that you told this person to watch out for them and their crew. You told them, hey, high priestess, how are you? And now this person is about to go to jail. They sitting here trying to think, or trying to bide their time. Hopefully something is good. This opportunity is going to open up. Something's going to open up, but they hate that they did this to this person. They're really upset. Hey, Crystal Empress, how are you? Yep. They are upset because they know it's not going to go their way. They know it's not going to go their way. Like I said, somebody, they happen to look at this contract. They happen to look at this, and for some reason, they kept this information. See, somebody wasn't expecting them to keep as much information as they did. But something told them, if there's one thing they followed with their intuition, it was this one thing: keep these documents, keep all of these, whether they're text messages, emails, whatever, they kept them all. And that's what's going to help them in court. That's what's going to help them win this case. They was keeping it all. And that's whenever just by them keeping it all, this is how this person is able to prove, that there was no loyalty there, that somebody was trying to destroy their reputation, destroy their entire life. Oh, you did, J. Mike? Okay, good, good, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yes. What else, Spirit? What else? What else, Spirit? Yeah, it's like once you walked away and you remained independent, that's when somebody started thinking, because it was like you walked away, you remained independent, but yet this person was still trying to cipher from them, still trying to nickel and dime them, confirmation, still trying to nickel and dime them. Every little bit, every this. Now I need money for this. Hey, can you help me out with that? Do me a favor. I'm a little short. I'll give it back. And they was never giving it back. This person is upset with themselves that they didn't listen to you because you was telling them what was going to happen. You used your intuition, and this person never did. Now they were contending with that, upset about with themselves about, why didn't I listen? And that's always how it is. When someone tries to tell us something for our own good, but we feel like we know better, we feel like we too egotistical, we don't need to listen to that. I got this. I got this. That's what happens. Not knowing that somebody was conspiring with some other people. They was plotting. They was planning. What's the message, Spirit? On how to trick somebody out their money. Yeah, I feel like this person has hired an attorney, and they're not even telling anybody about the attorney. Either that, or else this is some type of investigator that's said, hey, don't talk to anybody about this, don't tell anyone about this. But I feel like, the police are involved, and the police are going to be picking somebody up soon. They got questions. They have a lot of questions to ask about, the nature of this relationship. What somebody, these contracts, what somebody said, what somebody wrote, and they have a lot of questions. They need a lot of things that to be cleared up. This is why this person is in this regret, because they didn't think that all this shit was going to come back on them. They thought it was just going to hit the person they stole the money from, not go back on them. Somebody finally learned about courage. Somebody finally learned about protecting themselves. They finally allowed themselves to be that courageous individual, where they put their entire heart in it because they lost so much. They had it all and they lost so much. Look what they're left with. They're barely able to make their bills. That's why I said somebody, they know. They started looking at this contract real hard, started reading it, investigating it, looking at everything, looking at all the information that they got. And it's only because this person didn't. This is what would help them to wake up. This is somebody needs to be thankful that they have finally woken up. They finally understanding that they was living in the matrix. You've been telling this person for the longest. You was the one that was loyal. You was the one that was truthful. You was the one that was being honest with somebody. But yet, once again, now this person knows that, it was all a plan by this warlock. It was all a plan. And the plan was to actually, get you too, but you was too protected. God said you ain't getting nowhere near my chosen. So this person thought, well, you know what? Okay, if I can't get collective, I sure can get this young person that believes everything I say. And they made it sound so good, so great. But it was all just to try and curse somebody. It was to try and make it seem like this is the team you need to be on. What's the message, Spirit? Listening is so much more important than talking. Understanding is so much more important than thinking that we're right. God had to show somebody. God had to put it all out there to make things extremely clear in the sunlight where there were no more shadows. God had to let somebody know, I'm showing you the truth about this group. Everybody that you thought was your friend, these ain't your friends. Hey, lies never stuck. How are you? God had to show somebody that, what? Who you thought was lying to you, that was the one that was telling you the truth. That was the one who really had more, that had skin in the game than the liar. The liar just happened to come up on the spot and be like, let me think how I can trick this person out their money. Watch Dorcious, look at me make this muscle. That person was like, oh, wow, that's a big muscle. Watch this. Wow, that's a big muscle too. It was like, yeah, this one is easy. These ain't even real muscles. I just got this shirt on and put some oranges in it. These ain't even real muscles. Somebody was easy. They was a follower. They was easily misled by this warlock. Confirmation. And somebody who thought that they knew so much, they got their heart broke. Now they're realizing they didn't know as much as they thought they did. And they thought, you know what? And they was told that you was not the earth angel. They was told that you was the devil. No. And now they see that the person that told them that was this trickster, was the warlock, was the one who was secretly planning. This person was investigating everything that this person had. This warlock was investigating everything that this King of Cups had. Everything. And now this King of Cups realizes it. Like, damn. Like they thinking about it like, damn, I didn't think that they was just there for my money. They was just sitting there for whatever I could have. Because they was like, this warlock was like, well, put me on your bank account just in case, I need to make a deposit for you or put some money in your account or this, that, and the other. Sasha, don't you start that barking. Lay down. Lay down. Lay. What did I say? She hears something outside, so she want to go. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, see, they're gone already. There's no need for you to sit there and do all that. What's the message, Spirit? Never thought that somebody was investigating how much they had to see what they could take. Never thought that this group was working together to see what can we get from this food. What can we actually squander from this food? And even was listening to one of those people was a witch, and now they realizing they should have never listened to this witch. This witch was in on it too. This witch was like, oh, they just a child. They immature. They don't know. We're going to get them. See, and they tried to cut you out. They said, they had been telling this person for the longest, you couldn't be trusted. You wasn't loyal. That you was never going to have anything or never, amount to anything. That's what they were saying. Now this person realizes that they lied on you. You're the only one who you're doing way better than everybody else. Now somebody's realizing it. What else, Spirit? Thank you. But now somebody, and it's like this person even tried to sit here and think, wait, when did the whole trickery begin? Because it just started off slow. It started off as can I, hey, let me hold $10. Next thing you know, hey, let me hold $25. Next thing you know, hey, let me hold $75. Next thing you know, hey, let me get $200. I'm going to give it back to you. When they get time to give it back, they started noticing, wait a minute, I'm not getting my money back. You didn't give me the $10, the $20, the $25, the $50, the $75, the $200. You never gave me any of that back. And see, that shit start to add up. That shit starts to add up. But see, they was trying to nickel and dime somebody not thinking that it was going to really make a difference. They're going to be like, oh, that's not really going to make a difference. But that shit starts to add up. $10 here, $10 there, $10 here, $10 there. That's already $40. That's $40 you're never going to get back. Do that 200 times. How much is that? That's what somebody didn't realize. They was being nickel and dimed. You told this person to protect themselves. Now this person is seeing how they was nickel and dimed, and they was making it seem like, oh, you know what? Hey, what's up? You know, we like this. You my number one from the day one. Number one fool. That's what they meant to say. That's the part they left out. What else, Spirit? Yep. Somebody started trying to think, when did the faucet turn on? Now they're starting to see it was a plan, to nickel and dime them here and there. And the reason that this person did it is because this emperor didn't want to work. So they was nickel and diming, and next thing you know, they was getting all that money. Everything that somebody had worked for, they had it. This person is starting to realize you knew what you was talking about. You said it. They didn't want to listen. So you was quiet. Ain't no need for you to keep talking about it. They want to give away their hard-earned money. Go ahead. That's why somebody don't want to say something to you, because you, like I said, they're afraid that you're gonna be like, I told you so. You the one that's being a fool. I told you, foolish dumbass, because then that would hurt their heart. They don't know if they can bounce back from that and bounce back from getting all their money taken. They don't know if they can bounce back from both of those things, but they know that their money was taken and they plan on getting it back. This person wants to talk to you. They want to apologize to you. They want to ask you, what they can do to help balance out this situation, because they definitely want to be telling you about this motherfucker. That's who they really want to talk about. This old demonic, devilish magician, trickster, warlock motherfucker. That's who they realizing that they was dealing with. The same one that you told them about. They realize this shit now. And whenever they was so gung-ho, because somebody was walking around with 2 oranges in their sleeve, talk about, look at this muscle and look at this muscle. No, they're not impressed by those little orange muscles now. Now and they feel like a fool for squandering this relationship, for squandering this family, this happy life that they had, because they was happy. This is why they're determined to have somebody go to prison. They're determined that somebody's going to get locked up in the big house for trying to take somebody else out. They are determined for. I feel like it's fraud. It's something fraudulent. Something fraudulent. But you told them. You said this motherfucker's going to try and nickel and dime you. Now they're thinking about all that shit that you had said. Why you kept your money to yourself. And they allow somebody else to nickel and dime them to death. And it almost ended in their death. Because this person, once they got what they wanted, once they got everything, number one, they wasn't going to give it back. They sure the fuck wasn't. They was taking this person's money, putting it in the bank. And no, they was taking their money, putting it in the bank, and then have this person pay their damn bills. No, what kind of fucking sense does that make? This is what you told this person this. You pointed it out. You said this is what's happening. But them all in their ego. They don't know what they're talking about. Whatever, hater. Yeah, now who the hater now? Who the hater now? It ain't you. You don't give a shit. If this person want to be homeless and on the street because they gave away everything, so be it. 2026 going to be a whole new year. That's going to be the year you like it, we love it. You want to act a fool, you want to do all that, do it. Do it. Do it. You like it, we love it. You can only tell somebody the truth so many damn times. And now, you know, but you know, whether this is a family situation or whatever, you can only tell somebody the truth so many damn times. You tired of talking. Just like this person don't want to talk to you now to tell you that you know what, you was 100,000% right. Hey, Nurse Oasis, they don't have to. You already know. You already know. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Okay. Yeah, this person, they, like I said, they having to leave people alone that they never thought that they was going to have to leave alone. You know? Now they realize that they was just immature. Like they never grew up. It's like they had this thought in their mind that, you know, they was, just because their body was a big body, they forgot the maturity starts in the mind. The courage starts in the heart. You know, these are key things that you try to teach this person, but they never wanted to learn because they was always allowing somebody else who was leading them down the wrong path to hype them up. To go around like Hercules. It's like, look at me. I got big muscles too. But guess what? Protecting yourself. Yeah, if you have a fist fight, but somebody's fucking with your mind. They're fucking with your finances. They're fucking with your happiness. They're fucking with your heart. Them little oranges in your shirt was not gonna scare nobody. It ain't gonna protect you. You had to grow up. Somebody learned a lesson. They had to grow up. And you was trying to help them. They learned a lesson about who they should have been respecting, who they should have been holding in high regard. You told them. What else, Spirit? Let's get a different deck. Let's get some other energy. Yeah, this is the year. 2026 is the year of you like it, we love it. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. I feel like this was a Sagittarius and a Scorpio that worked together. Yeah. And this was like a Sagittarius and a Scorpio that worked together, and possibly somebody's mother that was sending out these attacks. Could be on the Gemini. Telling this person that don't trust that Gemini. That one's going to take you down. You know, trying to make it seem like, I don't know. And it didn't have to be the Sagittarius and the Scorpio, you know, or even the Gemini. It's just that it was two people that was working together for sure to try and take somebody down. And it could have been they was trying to take down this earth angel. But somebody was definitely saying some bad information about somebody that was chosen, somebody they should have worked together. They was making it seem like you was the one that was going to try and do them in, but they was the one that was actually trying to do you in. Yes. This person was like, oh, believe us the whole time, lying. The whole time. But see, the truth come out about this demonic energy. Especially how somebody They realized everything that they worked hard for. It's like now they're looking at everything and they don't really have anything. They are upside down. Their bills could be upside down. This person, oh, it's not this card. There's another card that I have. It's the fool that's in the, I mean, not the fool, it's that somebody in the hangman position and they losing everything. All their money is coming out their pocket. But yeah, somebody, they're working hard now. They're working on something, but they're not able to move forward like they want to. But they're in this position now where they don't have anything. They really don't. They put themselves in this position. And now they're sitting here thinking about how you was always there with them. You know, you was always loyal. You was always trying to make sure that they had. Hey, Jesky, how are you? And how they allow somebody else to come in and nickel and dime them. Mm-hmm. What's the message, Spirit? Boy, I hate to hear this for anybody. I really do. It's almost like you have to be so aware, especially when there's those people that we think, oh, they never hurt us. You have to be aware. It don't make a difference how long you know this person, how close you think this person is, because you can't ever really see what someone else is thinking. You can't ever really tell what someone else is really feeling. They can say this, but that don't make it true. But see, this person, they realizing that you was the real deal. You was that Holyfield. Not only are you a healer, not only were you, telling them the truth and fair, but you was that empress. Like I said, they was led to believe that you was going to try and take their stuff when you was the one that was giving to them. Everything is out in the open now about who was getting who was giving to who, and who was taking to who. I mean, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Taking from whom. Everything is out in the open now about the type of gift that you was trying to give. Yeah, somebody they want, I'm telling you, somebody expect some good news. It's going to be good for you that somebody is now on a new path. They're on a new path because they definitely learned the lesson about this person that was trying to take from them, that not trying to take, that took from them, all because they wanted to curse this person. That's all it was. They wanted to curse this person, and they wasn't going to stop until they got their way. Now somebody's trying to figure out, why they didn't stand up. How come they didn't have the courage before? Because they were so afraid. They was afraid of rocking the boat. They was afraid of, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get involved. Somebody did. That's what they said. They didn't want to get involved. Well, guess what? You should have got involved. You would still have this money. You would still have everything that you worked for. And you wouldn't have to spend money to get your money back. If you would have got involved. If you would have actively listened. If you would have humbled yourself and not just think, they don't know what they're talking about. Well, guess what? Guess who knew? What's the message, Spirit? That's why they're embarrassed. That's why they don't want to tell you. That's why they don't want to say nothing. Because you told them. Could have been more than once. What's the message? Sneak off. They thought that they could sneak off somewhere and they was going to live the rest of their life. They was going to go from these murky waters and to the calm waters and they was going to be good for the rest of their life, like, and then they was just going to, they was going to sneak off. There's going to be in calmer waters. Like somebody was going to bring them some type of good news. But it wasn't like that. I'm telling you, somebody had to hire some type of an investigator on all of these people. Or they call the police on those people for stealing their money. For stealing their money. That's why somebody's taking them to court. What's the message? Anything else? Yeah, somebody's gonna send you some type of invitation or something, or you're gonna get some good news about something. This messenger is coming about some type of conversation or communication about how somebody was, is going to jail. How they tried to come up against you, how they tried to go to war against you. But you balance this whole situation out whenever you close that cycle. You was the one that balanced this entire situation out. You was the one that brought everything to light. It's like whenever you did whatever you did, this is what made this person's intuition kind of kick in. Because things weren't the same anymore. Everything was totally different. It's almost like when you left or you separated yourself, that's when it's almost like they woke up, they went to sleep one day, they woke up another day, and they was totally different. All of a sudden, they noticed things. They saw what they didn't see before, because at that point, God was surely showing them. They was looking at this contract. Yes, something told them to look at this contract. And that's when they realized that you was telling the truth. Somebody was trying to steal their money. They was trying to trick them out their money. That's when somebody realized you was telling the truth, because once you left, they was like, well, that don't make sense. If you wanted all their money and you was the one that was trying to do this and trying to do that, why would you leave? Why would you say, keep that shit? I don't need it. If you was the one that was trying to do all that shit. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Somebody had to get on their path. They had to listen to God. They had to listen for the whisper. They had to go within. They had to gain some courage. They had to know that they have the courage. Spirit told them they need to start praying. Or maybe they were listening to you or watching you. They found out that there was somebody that was having this secret love affair. And that's when things started clicking, and they saw that they were not fair to you. But their passed over loved ones that were in the building was like, listen, you're going to have to wake up. You're going to have to wake the hell up. What else, Spirit? I'm about to close this down in a little bit. I'm a little tired this evening, and I still got to eat. It's 7:30 my time. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, this person who's getting ready to get, somebody's gonna have to go to jail. Something about this fraud on this contract. I'm telling you, somebody had to really read the fine print, which they didn't do before. Now the person who did the fraud, they are sweating bullets and shitting on themselves because something's going to happen to them around in February. What? I don't want your kisses, girl. Just sit down. Thank you. Yeah. See this follower? This follower is going to be the one that had to take them to court so that they can reclaim their own inheritance or all that money that they lost. What else, Spirit? What else? Just a minute, little girl. Just a minute. Almost, okay? Just a minute. Just a couple more. Just a couple more, Sasha. What? 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 Mm-hmm. This person hates that they went down the rabbit hole. With this low vibe energy vampire. Now they feel like they are haunted by their past actions. All right, y'all. Let me close it down now because somebody here and she ain't gonna stop. All right. Okay, just a minute, girl. Here I come. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm only going to record in the morning because in the evening I have a birthday party that I'll be going to. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. Let me go ahead and let her OUT before she drives me CRAZY. Thank you so very much. And good night. Just a minute, girl. This little knucklehead.